All right. So there is a problem in regular women seeking well, if I say regular women, I mean average women seeking high achievers. High achievers are men that most women want or desires, and they run after. But it's not every woman who can get those men, because sometimes we have to be honest with ourselves. High achievers are not acquired, but they are not. They cannot be with any woman. Okay, they are very picky when they come to their choices, because they know that they are the price for most women. They are in demand. When something is in demand, it becomes expensive, because then it is not average. Average is not expensive, and cheap is has no value. Anything that you get for cheap has no value, and anything that is average is not expensive. So what is not on the market the most is high achievers. Okay, women are fighting for high achievers, because high achievers are not on the market like that. High achievers are hard to get, and the women do not mind sharing them. That's how come, because they don't come around as much. Women do not mind sharing men, especially if they are high achievers. That's how come I said that women do bring their guard down when they know the man is a high achievers. They will not apply the same rule to this man as they would with for the man who isn't a high achievers. That's when you know that the women have ego, when the man is not a high achievers. But when they're dealing with a man that is wanted by most women, he may be financially endowed, and they don't mind fighting for him. They bring their guard down, because they know, I'm going to fight for you. I must get you. She's not going to get for you. I mean, to get you. But if it was the other way around, whereby the man doesn't make much, they make more than him, they have tendencies not to respect those type of men, which is the reality. Okay, which is the reality. That's how come. Hey, money speaks the most. When you tell men that money speaks the most, they think that you're against them. I'm just saying, if you want to land all the women on this planet, make sure you work on your pocket. Okay, work on your money, work on how much money you bring in, just for your own good, not just to land woman. But I'm telling you, the dating scene is going to be easier for you. You will realize that women do not have a bigger ego, because then you will be their type, the one that they don't mind sharing. Okay, you will meet a woman and tell her, hey, I'm interested in this woman. This is my type. This is the type of woman I like. I would like to be with you and be with another woman. You can even tell her your desires. Uh, it could be outrageous. She will say, well, I don't mind, because money speak. Okay, then someone will say, I don't want someone who will agree with me with whatever I say. You don't know women. When they come to money, most women, they bring their guard down, and their standard. I know it's hard to say this, the same as if they don't have standard when a man have money. Okay, there are certain women that will maintain their standard no matter who you are. You can be the richest man in Babylon, and she's going to maintain her standard. But on average, those women are fewer in between, maybe less than 1% of women who are going to stand on their ground when they are dealing with a super rich man. It seems as if the rich man have his way. So therefore, like I say, every woman cannot be with high achievers. Okay, average woman. If you're average, you just need to know those men have a very high standard, because they know that they have options, and they know that they can get any woman who is better than you. Okay, they can get the supermodels, and those supermodels are willing to deal with them even with their bullshit. So if you're an average woman thinking you are going to land a high achiever, a man who is in demand, I would say you need to work on yourself first. Okay, make sure you are not the typical average woman. Then you will increase your chances of landing a man who is on demand. You increase your chances of landing a man that is wanted by most women, because those men, because of their action, they will not fall for anybody. I know. I'm not saying that they have to fall for the most beautiful woman out there, or the woman who has the best career. No, they're very particular on the type of woman that they can fall for and they can marry. So I'm just saying that high achievers are not your regular guy. So therefore they are going to be picky and have standard. Their standard is not like your average man. You just need to know that going into it, and they may have some weird demand when they come to the bedroom, and most women are willing to deal with it just because the men have all the money. And I mean, this is the sad reality. Women are willing to pull up with that. Hi, Martin, how are you? Hello. So women are willing to pull up with that just because the man is making the most money. I would say, what has happened? Hi, Terrell. I'm good. Good evening. I would say, what has happened to your standard? Okay. How come your standard are lower when the men have money? Hmm? And a man who have option, he has higher standard because he knows he can land any and most women. It's not a disparity. This is the reality of the world we live in. And a lot of people do not want to tell the truth for what it is. Some women are delusional. They think they can be with any man. You cannot be with any man. Certain men are out of your reach because you're average woman. And you will say, well, Rose, you said that the richest men do not like, or women with a lot of makeup, women with a lot of surgery. They like the plain Jane. Yes, just because you're a plain Jane, it doesn't make you an average woman. Okay, it all comes to mentality in your presentation. The way you convey yourself can determine if you're an average woman or not. Are you smart or not? Being smart is not average. I'm sorry. I mean, you don't need to be wearing all those brand name for you to be deemed as on average, or the woman, the high class woman. You can be a high class woman based on your mentality. Your thought process can take you from one level to the other. So the richest man, or the man who is not average, their standards are high. I'm not saying that they are materialistic. They already have the means. They have the means. They don't need a woman with means. They need a woman that is not average. And a woman would be average. It starts with your mentality, the way you view the world, the way you reason. Can you hold a conversation? Are you the one who's going on a date and talking about the worst characters that those men do not find interesting? What do you know about politics? Everyone doesn't discuss politics, but that's current affair. Are you aware of that? Do you know what is happening around the world? I'm just saying, men with money, they deal with women who are like not your typical woman, okay? Like the very special woman. You don't need to look apart. You just need to be smart enough. Your looks, because beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. When I say an average woman shouldn't seek high achievers, I'm talking about a woman who has no sense of intelligence, who has no sense of fashion. When it comes to fashion, you don't need to wear the most expensive clothing. Hey, look, I don't need to interject myself into this conversation because this is not about me. When I come here and give my advice, I don't I don't give my advice based on myself. Okay, I am not part of the equation. I am here giving you advice based on general observation of most women and general observation of society. I cannot interject myself into it because then I'm going to be biased. So it's not about me. That's how come I don't feel comfortable telling any of my subscribers, my age, my dating history, my status, okay, like anything personal about me, because I don't want to start my channel by making it too personal, because then my goal and my objective is going to be sidetracked with my personal interest and my personal life. This is not a personal life channel, okay? This is about dating, relationship, and what is happening with society. My point, my opinion, and what do I think in my theories. So what I'm saying is that most men with means do not like average women, and average is not defined by your looks. It's not defined by your achievement. Average is defined by your mentality, because there's something about being confident and being average. If you're confident, your look may be average, but beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, right? You may look average to certain people, but once you open your mouth, oh my God, you are not the average girl that they thought you were. You are high, you are a 10 because you're super smart, because you can reason, because you have character. What are your characters? What character you bring into this relationship, potential relationship? You're seeking a non-average man. What are your approach? I hope you're not going to the bar and looking. There's nothing wrong with going to the bar. I hope you're not going to the golf course and being obvious. If you're too obvious, then you are basic. Sorry. Have you ever heard of being covert? Not being too obvious, not being too blunt. Have you ever thought of that? Look, politics, you can practice diplomacy, being diplomats about your approach, your point of view. You don't need to say a lot. You can say a little, and those men will be intrigued by you because all they see is average women trying to get at them, and they are tired of it. You need to stand out. Standing out doesn't mean you should go and get yourself a BBL. There's nothing wrong with getting BBL. I'm saying there's a way of standing out. You can stand out, in the wrong way or in the good way. How would you like to be perceived by these women? Okay, because remember, first impression is everything. Your first impression that you give to this man is going to determine if they will view you as average and easy male ticket. Like easy meaning they can easily land you into their bedroom, right? Because of the way you're presenting yourself. You are too obvious. You're too desperate. You're seeking their attention to a point of no return. And who does that? That is not going to lend you the man that you want. Okay? You can dress classy, and when you open your mouth, anything like everything that comes out of there is dirt. Okay, you talk about TV shows on a date with a very smart man. He's going to look down on you. He's going to take because he is a man, he's going to definitely eat your cake because he's a man. You don't understand the psychology of a man. He can be the smartest man in Babylon, but still want to bang you because he thinks with his DSEK as well. Do not forget that just because he is smart, he doesn't have the desire of a regular man. A man can be, the non-average man, but his desire to sex multiple women doesn't change. That's one thing you guys don't understand. Like, well, he is a doctor, he is a surgeon, he is a businessman. Oh, I dated him. You dated him, or did he just sex you and dump you? Because he didn't want to be identified with you. You can sleep with a billionaire, but is that billionaire going to take you seriously? That's the question. Don't come here and brag about being with a billionaire or sleeping with a billionaire and that billionaire not taking you seriously. And you know he's not taking you seriously because when these women or we women, okay, I'm going to say we because it's generalization, right? This billionaire, is he identifying with you? How serious is he about you? He's a billionaire, granted. And then, what do you want from this relationship? You want him to take you seriously? You think him sleeping with you is taking you seriously? Then you don't understand the true nature of men. You don't understand how men operate when it comes to sex, do you? No, you don't. Because when it comes to men, he can be the smartest man, he can be the president. His desires to sleep with multiple women doesn't change. It's constant. When we talk about constant reaction, that's chemistry. I have never been good at chemistry, but I know what is constant and variant. Though I almost failed chemistry. Anyway, let's come back. So, what is constant about men is their desire to sleep with multiple women is constant across the board. He can be a billionaire, he can be homeless, he can be, I don't care. Is he a man? That doesn't change. So when you know this and you go into a relationship or you're going to date a man, right? You're going to date a man, you need to know that he is a man. Him wanting to sleep with you shouldn't be anything special. You should expect him to want to sleep with you. But what you want from him is for him to be serious with you, right? It's for him to take you seriously. It's for him to identify with you. It's for him to want something that is beyond, sleeping with you. Now, that's where you are going to be diplomatic about it and understand the true nature of men. Should an average woman aim high so that she may grow? Yes, an average woman should aim high. An average, um, when we talk about average woman, it's not based on look, by the way. So it's not based on look. Being average is a mindset. It's not based on look or why not. It's a mindset. meaning you need to get yourself educated. And when I talk about education, I'm not talking about going to school and getting your doctorate. Me, get yourself educated on men, about the psychology of men. How do they operate? Okay, and do not be gullible. Just because a man wants you, it doesn't mean he's going to take you seriously. So being average is falling for anything that walk by just because he says something that you wanted. So you should always aim high, but do not be delusional. There are certain men that you cannot get if your mindset hasn't changed. That's what I'm talking about. If your mindset hasn't changed, you're an average woman because your dating history is the same. Nothing has changed. So that's what I mean. Ah, I see. That's what I mean. Because, a lot of people misunderstand when I talk about average. It's not based on look. And also, beauty is in the eyes of the beholder. You can be the most beautiful woman, but average to a smart man. Men are very smart, especially the high achievers. They became high achievers because they were smart from the get go. So it's not about your beauty. Because you can be the most stunning, beautiful woman, but if your brain is empty, you're average. Okay? So, as I'm saying, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with a man as wanting to sleep with you because he's a man. So, what do you think? Every man have the desire to sleep with a woman. When you sit in front of them, when they say hi to you, they mean, how can I lend you? How are you doing today? How can I sleep with you? Where are you from? What are your expressions in the bedroom? That's what he means. What do you do for a living? I don't care about what you do for a living. How can I take you to my house? That's the psychology of a man. You need to know his ulterior motive. What does he want? Mhm. When you put sex aside, when you know he wants sex from the get go, you're going to aim high, which is get into his mindset. Prove to him you're not average. Prove to him you can hold a conversation. Prove to him you're even smarter than him. You may not have the money that he has. He may have all the currencies, but you're smarter than him. You're not average because you are smarter than the average woman. Make him remember you whenever your name come up, not based on your performance in the bedroom, okay? It's based on the conversation he had with you. Make him seek having conversations with you. Make him miss it. You are going to stand out to those high achievers when you can hold a conversation. Oh, I know, right? Thank you. I know. I try my best. I try to be honest when I give these advice because I mean, when I give advice to the men, I go very hard on them. They think I hate them, but I don't. And when I give advice to the women, they think I'm too hard on them. And I'm in the best position because I take no prisoners. All right? Great. Thank you for watching. I'm here. I'm still continuing with my subject, but I have to acknowledge your presence because it means a lot to me, being on my channel. Hmm? Bye. Well, take care. So, as I was saying, you can be the average woman on the look. You're welcome. On the look, you can be average. You don't need to wear the Louis Vuitton. You don't need to get your behind down, meaning the BBL. You don't need to wear all those fancy bag around. You can shop at Goodwill like me. Look, I don't like to interject myself in this. Damn it. I'm going to try my best. You can shop at Goodwill like me if you are, well, not that I'm cheap, but I think well, I don't want to bring this, but hey, don't be surprised if you see your girl at the Goodwill store, Goodwill, because I am trying to help my community. Am I trying to help my community or am I cheap? I don't know. Hello, I digress. Let's get back on track. Like I say, it's not about me. It will never be about me on this channel. It's going to be about the topic at hand. Why an average woman shouldn't aim high if she has the mentality of an average woman. An average is not about your beauty. I'm sorry. You can be the most beautiful woman, but then for some reason men do take advantage of you. Why do they take advantage of you? You're beautiful. You are desired by most men. But how come none of them they are taking you seriously? Because once you open your mouth, they say, well, she's average. Damn. I had high hope for her, but look at the way she's talking. She only cares about designer clothing, you know. Then they are going to call you a gold digger. Gold digger is for the average woman. But a non-average woman, a man will look at you twice before he calls you a gold digger. Once you open your mouth, he knows what he's getting into. When you open your mouth and talk to a man, it used to be a challenge. Hey, you should be a challenge to any man that crosses your path. I'm not average. I'm going to be an undertaking. I'm going to be a work in progress. I'm going to be a working subject. I'm going to be your subject. Make sure you leave the impression of, well, I think she's smart. Don't try too hard to be smart. People who are smart do not try. It flows. If anything that you try and you know you're trying too much, it doesn't look right. I'm sorry, it doesn't look right because people can see through you when you're trying too hard. People can definitely see through you like, damn it, what the heck? Come on. It's like trying to walk certain way and you're not used to it, don't do it. It's like me. I'm not good at walking on heels like that because I go to the gym all the time. I'm a sneaker type of girl. When I try to wear heels, I take my time because I'm going to I easily look foolish if I try too hard to walk on heels. I'm not the heels type of girl. I make sure my heels are very short. Anyway, so the average woman should never seek high achievers because high achievers didn't become high achievers just because. They became high achievers because they're smart. And if you ever make the mistake to come across a high achievers who takes advantage of a woman who do not know that they cannot learn this, they cannot learn them, I'm telling you, lady, don't be surprised when he uses you and dump you. And all you will have to tell is, I dated this billionaire. Do not brag to me about who you dated. Brag to me about who married you or who engaged you and you call off the engagement. Do you have upper hand when you date these high achievers? I'm going to respect you if you do. Because then I'm like, oh, she's not average. Oh my God, lady, how did you do this? I would be interested in you. If you tell me that the high achievers engaged you or married you and you broke up the engagement or you left him, and he is a man that every woman will fight for a share because high achievers most often they're shared by women. And that's what I mean. Most women do not mind sharing a man who is a high achiever, but there are certain women, the no average woman will never share a man, no matter who you are. No, you can be born of a woman and you think you're high achievers and you would date a certain woman and think they're going to share you. No, you are delusional. Those are the smart women. Those are the women that are not average. Those are the women that bring something to the table that is not money. No woman should bring money to the table. This is what I'm talking about. Don't be average, and everything you bring to the table is what those men want. Plain Jane, smart, smart. Oh, yes, smart, smart. Don't worry. Don't worry. Like I say, educate yourself on those men. Don't educate yourself by putting your ego first. Because if you're stupid and put your ego first, they're going to take advantage of that. Do not reason with your ego if you're trying to beat your opponent. Sorry, it is a war of the sexes or the battle of the sexes. It is. Because this is a game. It's not a game, sorry. But this thing, man and woman, when it comes to dating, it's more of a psychological effect than physical. Physical is easy. People bang each other every day. So we have desires, don't we? So we can, we bang each other every day. Like, that's easy. The physical aspect of banging a man or a man banging you is the easiest part of the process. The most difficult part of the process is the psychological aspect. When a woman gives her body to a man, have a one night stand with a man, and she wants that man to take her seriously, it becomes psychological immediately because the sexual aspect or the physical aspect is out of the door. Okay? How can he take you seriously? How are you going to change his mindset about you? Now, if you're an average woman, you will continue to bang him until he dump you. Well, he was never serious with you in the first place because it's going to be a friend with benefit relationship. Now, how can you take a friend with benefits relationship to a meaningful relationship? That's going to be a topic for another day. I cannot discuss that because we that's going to be like maybe a 30 minutes topic if I have to discuss that in this. I don't want to miss the topic. How can you take a a a one lasting relationship to I'm going to write it down. I'm going to write it down because I don't want to forget it. I really meant it when I said I'm going to cover it. So now, so how can you take, let me write it down. How can You transform a one night stand, transform a one, oh, that's going to be a long topic. Night stand relation. Well, it wasn't a relationship. I would say situationship. One night stand to a serious relationship. I will rephrase this whenever I have time. I just want to write it down so I don't forget. It's going to be a topic for another day. I'm done writing. I know my thing was shaking. My cam was shaking. Okay, my webcam. So how can you take a relationship like that? Now, I said earlier that what men want, it can be rich or poor, is sex from the get-go. You need to bring, how can you change their mindset from, okay, the woman they want to have sex with to the woman that they cannot live without? Meaning, from one night stand, or it cannot even, it doesn't have to be one night stand. It can be from a simple relationship whereby he views you as a sexual subject to a meaningful one, because every man view woman as sexual subject, but it has to be sexual subject plus emotional investment. Now, how can you make a man invest in you emotionally? Okay, after the sexual aspect, because when women say, "I don't want to be sexualized," don't you want to be desired by men? That's why I say, bring your guard down, your ego down. Okay, when if you are trying to understand men, you can have the upper hand on them if you understand them like the palm of your hand. Okay, like, okay, how am I going to take this man from just sexual relationship to a meaningful one? You need to study them. You don't do that by being angry or giving them ultimatum. You don't do that. Ultimatum will just make him buy time, bang you for 1 week and leave. Because in the first place, he didn't want to get serious with you. Okay, so there is ways to approach this dating scenario. Okay, being beautiful is not enough when it comes to understanding the psychology of men. A man doesn't mind a beautiful woman. Okay, men will sleep with beautiful woman and marry the ugliest woman, in Babylon. Okay, the ugliest woman, yeah, you think she's ugly, but he thinks she's gold or she's a diamond, because what she brings to his table is priceless. Those beautiful women could not bring that to his table. Now, what are you going to do? If you think doing your nails, your hair, speaking proper without making mistake and all that is enough to lend a man, if you don't know what you're talking about, it doesn't matter how proper you think you're speaking. Okay, you will lack those psychological aspect of lending a man. Believe me, you want to be the woman that any man she's been with will never forget about her. And I'm not talking about sexual aspect. Because whenever I talk about these things, people base that on sex. And sex is the simplest and the easiest thing a woman or a man can ever have. But what a man cannot easily have is the woman that is going to make him remember her for the rest of his life, either he is with her or not. And that goes beyond sex. How are you stimulating his mindset, his psyche? How are you stimulating it beside from the bedroom activities? If you attach your value solely on sex, then you are average. Do not seek the high achievers, because that is their territories. Women are running after them every second, every moment. Okay, so they are used to the easiest girls or the average woman. In order for you to stand out, there has to be something about you, not your looks, not your behind, not your ladies. It has to be something. And that something is the eighth factor. And the eighth factor is borderline cold and smart, not arrogant. Did you hear me? Cold and smart. You have to be a little bit detached and not care about losing them. There's one thing that high achievers or any man hate the most: a woman that do not care about losing them. Did you hear what I just said? If they know you don't care about losing them, they are going to do everything so that they don't lose you. Remember, run and they run after you. The further you run, the more they will run after you. You should make sure that you don't really care about losing them. And in order for you to build yourself to a point where you don't even care about losing a billionaire, you're not typical. That's where the non-average woman come into play. It's not your beauty. I'm sorry. Your beauty landed you in his bedroom, but your beauty wasn't enough to maintain him. Hello, what did I say? Your beauty landed you in his bedroom, but your beauty wasn't enough to maintain this man. If you are the woman that is cold and borderline cold, and borderline smart to death, I'm exaggerating, smart to death is a figure of speech. That's how I speak. Okay? Smart to death, and do not mind losing a man, any man born of a woman. You are going to be the woman that no man will ever forget. I'm sorry. You don't need to be acrobatic in the bedroom. What did I say in one of my videos? Beautiful women do not need to sweat in the bedroom. It's psychological. Psychological borderline selfish. Hello? What did I say? Psychological borderline selfish. You want to be the woman that no man on this planet can forget about. You need to not be afraid to lose any man. I don't care if it's within a marriage. I don't care if you have 5 kids by him. I don't care if you have 10 kids by him. Any man that is being with you should always be afraid to lose you. You are not average. But if you're running after men being average, going to golf, if you like golfing, go. If you like the tennis court, go. But if you're just going there because you want to land a man and you're obvious about it, and they're telling you chase the bag, where is your smartness? A man can give, if the richest man in Babylon can give you $1 million, but that $1 million means nothing to him. What is your end goal? Might be the fifth woman of the day that he gave $1 million to. They're teaching you guys to just chase the bag. What has happened to chasing beyond the bag? What has happened to that psychological mindset of a woman? I say, a woman is the most powerful being on this planet. Only if you know you have those powers. If the elephant doesn't know he is the strongest animal on this planet, no matter how big that elephant is, that elephant will be afraid to make moves. The elephant will always think he is weak because that elephant didn't know his worth. So if you are a woman and you don't know how powerful you are, it doesn't matter how beautiful you think you are, men will always take advantage of you because your beauty will never maintain a man. Your beauty will be your downfall. Your beauty will be the reason why they come and bang you and never identify with you. Being identified with a man of means, a man of high caliber. What's up? Good evening. Okay, Sean, how are you? Oh, I'm glad you're here, Sean. So, the men, okay, of high caliber, they don't like to be identified by average women. They will go to their friend group and say, well, this is the woman I bang. He will give you all the money because that money means nothing to a billionaire. But they're telling you can get the bag, girl. Get the bag. Did you get the bag? Okay. Oh, great. I'm glad you're doing fine. What happened to the bag? Oh, go for the bag. Did he give you this? You are not realizing that a man with means have disposable income for women. He calls that his downtime. He calls that his playtime. He will go out with a budget. You don't understand how smart richest men are. When a man is smart, he is very he didn't become a high caliber man for no reason. He became it because he was smart. Their budget, when it comes to budgeting, they have professional accountant for them. Okay, this is what I do for fun. When I go to this country club, they told you guys to go to the country club and meet the richest man in town, which could be true. But what you are not realizing is he is going there with a budget to spend. He's going to the casino with a budget to spend. He might give you 30K today, but that was part of his budget because he's rich. The way I'm sitting here, if I buy a pack of gum to the convenience store, it means nothing to me. I'm not going to cry over buying a pack of gum. It's nothing. So if he gives you 5K, 10K, 20K, meeting you or buying you those designer bag, like your first date, they're telling you guys to take him shopping on your first date. No problem. He doesn't mind buying that to you. I mean, sorry, for you, because he is a man, right? He has desires. Sometimes he has to give to get. Transactional. And the men with means do not mind. They're very familiar with transactional relationship because they know that's what most women that come towards them are interested in. So they don't mind being transactional. They can go in and say, well, even if you don't suggest, because they're so accustomed with women being transactional with them, he's going to lead you towards transaction. Like, hey, do you want to go shopping here at this mall? And women out there are teaching you guys to take them shopping to see if he loves you. You must be stupid. If you think a man spending his money on you is correlates with him loving you, there isn't a correlation between men spending his money on you, okay, with equating it to him being in love with you. There's a difference. When a man knows that you are the materialistic type, he's going to spend his money on you and get what he wants, but he's not going to maintain you. But if your goal is to get all the bag, if you want to get the bag, you need to attract his mind. He's going to voluntarily give you his heart. When he gives you his heart, what do you think he's going to give you? You're going to be on his will. You're going to be on his 401k. You're going to be on his insurance. You're going to drive the latest car. He might even drive the cheapest car and get you the best car. You're going to get everything than just getting this big, right? This is everything. You see this pen? You want to aim to getting everything. But if they're teaching you to just get this end, you're wasting your time. The end and this, which one is bigger? I will aim high. And the woman who is not average will always aim high, which is why she will try to understand the psychology of men. Rich or poor men, they have behaviors that are similar, which is the desire to land you in their bedroom is all similar. But there's one thing about high achievers and high caliber men. They understand women than you think. You might think they're naive. They are not. They know exactly where you're leading them. If you stand out, you're going to pick their interest and they're going to pursue you because you're different. You being different is okay. Don't take me on the if our first date is at those high-end store. Don't say no to that. Nope, I'm not. What did I do to deserve you spending your money on me to this extent? It is habitual. You need to break that cycle. Like, no. If it was on my birthday, then I would say fine. But if he is taking you to a high end store to buy you a $20,000 bag on your first date, no, he is buying something. For me, that's love bombing because you don't deserve that. You are being average if you think he cares about you that much. You don't know how many countries he has traveled to and gave that to women. Aim high, indeed, of course. That's how come I like my small subscribers because you guys are high caliber. You understand? We don't need the max. We just need the smartest one on here. So therefore, he is taking you to shopping, and you will come to your girls and say, "Girl, he took me where? He took me shopping." You guys give testimonial on certain dating dating coaches. I'm not a coach. I told you guys that. You go there and say, "Well, he took me shopping here. Oh God, you're doing great. He took you shopping where? He took me shopping here. He took me to this high-end restaurant." Do you know how many women he took there? Do you know why the waitress at that restaurant were looking at you weird? Because you might be the third woman he took there today. Do you know that? No, you don't know. I'm sure you don't know. You might be the third woman, but you will come and give your testimonial to those people with the most subscribers on the YouTube street. I'm not throwing shade. I'm not the type. I'm a little bit real. I don't mind being, telling the person that I'm talking about, but there's a lot of them. I'm not just saying talking about one person. I'm saying there's a lot of women on here that do not tell you guys the true nature of men, that just want to sell you guys dream. And someone like me, I don't have a lot of subscribers. and I'm boring. I'm too honest. Yeah, people like the road of least resistance. And for me, I don't give a damn. Oh, as I tell you all the time, you are another level. Ooh, of course. I think I am. They may call me, less maintenance, but hey, I don't mind. I'm too real. Look at me. Look at me. I don't mean to brag, but I'm just saying I'm too real. They may call me, not a highly maintained type of woman, but there's one thing I will tell them. I think I can brag about. I may be the most healthiest woman out there on this street because look is in the eyes of the beholder. But are you healthy? Can you lift? Oh yeah. Now I will get cocky when it comes to that because I punch bag at the gym. Ah, all right. Thank you. I know. I'm just trying to be funny as usual. I have my own humor and stuff. So, like I was saying, if you're average, do not seek men that you won't get. If you want them to bang you, then you can seek them. But do not be delusional and think you can land any man just because you're beautiful, just because you think you aiming high. You may be aiming high, but if you don't have the right mindset, then stop aiming high because you're going to fall in their target. Your testimonial on those websites saying he bought me this and bought me that, for me, I think that's low standard. Anything that is easy is not worth pursuing. If he can easily give you that gift and you accept it without questioning him why you're getting this gift, he doesn't even know you. Why is he spending this much on you? Have you questioned that? You may be appreciative and not be cocky, but you need to ask him why. He said, whoa, I've never bought a woman a gift and she's asking me why. She should have accepted it like the average girl I've been with because he's used to it. Now, how are you going to stand out and be the woman he remembers and the woman that he would like to wed? You want to aim for the ring. You don't want to aim for the bedroom and for the gift. That's how come there's a lot of women out there that will tell you they have dated the richest man in Babylon. This man here, I flew to Dubai, I flew to Paris, I went to Milan, I went here. They don't mind. Those men, with or without you, that was their destination. Look, I can tell you guys so much about the psychology of men, and it might be dark psychology, unfortunately. And the truth is hard to take. Those men, you think they flew you to Vegas. Did you ask if he was heading to Vegas with or without you? What is so special about him flying you to Vegas? When you aim for superficial stuff, you are easily impressed. And you're average because you're easily impressed. A woman that isn't easily impressed, it's not, come on, she's not average. No, no. She brings challenges to the table of those men. His mode of operation is okay, I'm going to Milan today. Let me find one woman and go with because he doesn't want to be bored. Okay, I'm going to a cruise. All right, can you come with me on the cruise? He was heading there. There's nothing special. He can go to the Maldives. He was heading there. There's nothing special. What makes you think you are special because he flew you out or because, what is it? He gave you a car. The car that he gave you is in his name. What makes you think you're special? That's his car. He's renting it. Uh, I don't want to sound vulgar, but he's renting you because he can take that car from you anytime. Okay? Because he knows you're cheap. That's the only way he can maintain you. That's the only way. I am an advocate of if a woman, you must give yourself to a man, do it because you want to. Don't do it because of all the little. Well, I mean, for you, it's going to be a big deal. But for the non average woman, it's all vanity driven because she's aiming high. What does she want? What you want and what the non average woman want is different. That's how come the high caliber men, the high achievers, okay, Do not operate the same way they operate with a regular woman with the non-regular woman. They don't have the same mode of operation. And the way they take you, they may not take you seriously. That's how come they will meet the no-average woman and marry her in a week or two. Someone will say, why would you marry someone in a week or two? It happens because you are hard to come by. They don't want to miss this window. Oh no, you are a treasure. They don't want another man to discover this gold mine. You don't come easily. But if you are beautiful, you're a model, and you speak average, your thought process is average, okay, he is not impressed by that. He's going to have a good time with you. He's going to buy you all the latest bag. He's going to give you a car. He may even buy you a house because he knows that's what you want. Do you want to be the woman he weds? The woman who gets his mind? The woman he has to think of every second? The woman that he has to seek permission from? The woman that he cannot live without? Or you want to be the girl that goes on certain dating shows and say, well, he flew me here, he gave me this is what we did. And then after 3 months, you will be the same girl going to those dating shows and say, well, guess what? He's with another woman, he wasn't serious. Is he him or you? Who wasn't serious about what? What did you do? Oh, he met another one of you. That's what happened. Because there's a lot of women willing to fight for high achievers. Okay? They know everything about fighting for them, they know nothing about keeping them. Keeping a high achiever, it goes beyond beauty. Keeping high achiever, you need to apply dark psychology. Keeping high achievers, you need to bring more to the table, which is not money, which is not sex, which is not beauty. More to the table, something he hasn't seen. Don't try too hard. Be detached. High psychology on the woman perspective is dark, and only few can survive it. Because then you're like, Rose, he is a billionaire. Because hey, we're talking about money. Money speak. Every woman is hypergamous. But you are telling me, Rose, I should leave this billionaire? If you don't have the heart to leave a billionaire, then you're average. He's a billionaire. But have you forgotten that he's a man? Have you forgotten that he's a man, born of a woman? And you're a woman. I'm sure you guys are tired of my metaphor. This is how I speak, unfortunately. He's a man. Oh, you forgot that he's a man. He can be the richest man in Babylon. Do you still want me to tell you that he's a man and you're a woman? You don't want to get this, right? At some point, I'm going to have sessions, like pay sections, whereby a man or a woman who is interested in those services. It's not a coaching section because I'm not a coach. I don't like to operate, beyond my scope of practice. If I don't have an expertise to be called a coach, don't call me a coach. I need to accept the truth and realize I'm not a coach. I don't like pseudo careers. I don't like pseudo names. If I don't deserve it and I am not qualified to be giving coaching services, don't call me a coach. On the business aspect of my channel, we will talk about it when the time is right. Because I love to write. For my subscribers who are not new to my channel, they know I love to write. On my community section, I took all those writing down because I am preparing to write a book. And some of those writing of mine that I posted, they're going to be in that book. I may create a digital book and a hardcover. I have a lot of plans for my channel. That's what I mean. You know, you can make money without depending on any man born of a woman. You can find a way to make money without selling yourself short. You can find a way. Those high achievers, the money that you're running after, There's one thing, you can also earn that money. It's going to require time. If you are selling yourself short and being impressed by men with money before understanding how men with money operates, they're going to take advantage of you. Whatever money they made, you can also make it. You may or may not make it, but you can attempt to make it. There's nothing impossible on this planet. If you're willing, if you're searching for it, if you want it, you can get it. You can die trying, and I'm going to respect you. And I'm going to die trying to become rich. I don't need to. Well, why am I making this about me? Damn it. Rose, you said this channel wasn't about you. Then why are you talking about yourself? I'm sorry. I respect any woman who shall try hard to make her money than to depend on a man by going to golf clubs, going to steakhouse, trying to land men with money without understanding how men with money operates. Do you want to be respected in a relationship with a man with money? Do you want to be the prize? Do you want to be the prize? You don't want to be the cheapest girl that this man with money sees, right? You want to stand out. You don't want to be the average woman aiming high. If you're average, I would say don't aim high. If your mindset is average, don't aim high. The only thing you're going to get, you're going to make sounds in those men's room. Don't come to me and say he took advantage of you. You gave your body to him because you thought he was going to be identified with you. There's one thing about high achievers. They like for their woman to stand out. When they bring you among their peer group, you need to look at the way they react and treat you. Based on how his friends treat you, you should know either you are just one of those girls or special one. Now, how are you going to be a special girl? How are you going to make a billionaire cry for your love, cry for your attention? That's dark psychology. Yes, I'm not going to say it here. At some point, man or woman, especially the men on my channel, because I love you guys so much. When I attempt to make money on my channel, make sure you support me because I'm not teaching women to become gold diggers. I am not. I'm not teaching you men to not be confident. When I come here and be truthful, do not take it to heart. It's because I love you. You know I love you. So please, at some point, when I start giving you guys uh, proposing you guys my digital services, proposing you guys a session, a speech, not speech, but a session that I may name, oh, talk with Rose and charge 150 for an hour or 200 or 250 or 100 for 30 minutes. Please support me because I'm not teaching women to make easy money. So, I'm not here to teach women to make easy money based on their body because that beauty is going to fade. Your beauty that you think you're going to make money with is going to fade. Your mind is not going anywhere if you can use it properly. Okay? There's nothing wrong with driving a Toyota, but earning that money within your right. Okay? Not depending on someone or trying to use a man. Trying to use a man to make money out of him is not genuine. I don't support that. I don't want that. I'd rather you give your body to a man that you love. Okay, build with him. I am an advocate of building with a man. But if you're one of the luckiest women that is, how you call it, lucky enough to be with the richest man in Babylon or in town, you're just lucky. Okay? And I would like to congratulate you on that. But if you're the woman who's trying too hard to lend a man with money just to use them, this is not the channel. I'm sure you know that by now. I am not going to support you to do that. I will never stand for that. I am the woman that is here to tell you you can bring more to the table by adding value to yourself. You don't need to bring money. And if you're average, do not seek it. And also, you need to know your sexual market value. Are we going to talk about that? You see, woman, if we're going to talk about look, because I say looks is in the eyes of the beholder. But believe me, sometimes you will have to judge. Sometimes the way you look, I don't care if you're smart or not. No one is going to look into your way. Presentation matters. Am I contradicting myself? Maybe. Presentation matters, but looks are not enough to keep a man. You need to bring more to the table than looks. Now, what are you going to do? Have you thought of combining the two? Yeah. Have you thought of combining the two? But take advantage of your mindset. Take advantage of being smart. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. I'm sorry. Okay? Invest in your mindset. There's a lot to do than just relying on your beauty. What are you going to do if you're 60 or 70 or you're 40 is young, 50 is even young. Let's say 60 something. Okay? What are you going to do? If all you did was to lead with your sexuality, was to lead with your beauty, and now your beauty is seen there, what are you going to offer these men? What do you think you can offer them? Because there's one thing you're forgetting, the true nature of man. There's a reason why men like youth and women like money. Men like what? Youth and women like money. If you don't want to understand this, then you are stupid. If you are going to get emotional, then you are stupid. You wouldn't understand the opposite sex if you are emotional. In order for you to understand the opposite sex, you need to be non judgmental and neutral. That's all I can tell you. The opposite sex can only be understood when you bring your guard down. Once you understand that men like youth, they're attracted to what is vibrant, what gives them the delusion of youth, you're going to better take care of yourself. Sorry. You're going to better take care of yourself and not be mad when someone say you have a lot of adipose tissue on you. Rose, what is adipose tissue? I'm trying to be diplomatic. I can speak in code too. I can speak diplomacy. I can speak covertly. I don't always have to speak in terms of facts, like when you're fat. I know this one just made sense. Hey, once you understand men are attracted to youth, vibrance, health, you will not allow yourself to be fat. I said fat, and I said you will not allow yourself to have a lot of adipose tissue on you. It's the same thing. Adipose tissue meaning fat. When you have the skin and you break it down, you have what? Epidermis, dermis, subdermis, and you have where? You have adipose tissue, you have sebaceous gland. Sebaceous gland is oily gland, right? Or the hair, whatever. I'm not trying to get into anatomy here. But I'm just saying, you will not allow yourself to have a lot of fat on you. You will make sure you are presenting the right way. If you know what they want, you will make sure you are presenting the right way. You don't need to be glamorous. The sense of you being healthy can bring you from a 5 to a 10. You don't need Brazilian hair for that. No, you don't need Brazilian hair for that. If you have Brazilian hair and you're wearing that on your adipose tissue or your fat, you're in trouble. Women carry around 25%, actually 30% of fat. And men can be 15% because they have testosterone. The anatomy of a man is different than that of a woman. And you, as a woman, you want to stand out? I said dark psychology, and that's also involve your physical presentation. Your physical presentation, remember, it's not going to be enough for this high caliber men to take you seriously. You need to bring more to their table. More, which is not limited to your beauty. But your beauty matters. You said, Rose, what are you doing to us? What are you talking about? You said your beauty doesn't matter, your beauty matters. You said my brain, you said this. The bottom line is, do not aim high if you're the average woman. An average woman is a woman who thinks she can land the richest man or the smartest man without bringing nothing to his table. And what you bring to the table is not your beauty, but yet make sure you're presentable. Does that make sense? I hope it does. If it didn't make sense, don't be surprised when you're used. Don't be surprised if you find yourself on those channels that are encouraging you to just lead with your body and lend the bag. Be part of the stupid crowd. If you're that stupid, you will go to a channel where they're just telling you what you want to hear. I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear, man or woman. I take no side. And that being said, it is 9:30, 8/26, 2024. This was what? My opinion, and it shall forever remain my theories. This was the theories of Rose.